Today, we're going to be talking about how to create time to do something. So, there might be something that you keep telling yourself that you want to do, but you keep telling yourself that you don't have time or you're not going to be able to do it, or it kind of just keeps getting pushed to the side. So, the first thing that I actually want you to check on is like, how do you think it would feel if you sat down to do the thing? Because you might find that there's this discomfort that comes up. Maybe there's this fear, maybe there's this doubt, maybe your brain starts to judge you a lot. What would come up if you were sitting down to do the thing? And the reason we want to check in here is because when you find this emotion, I want you to check in and see, like, am I avoiding this feeling? Like, if I'm going to feel fear, am I avoiding it? Is that why I'm not doing the thing? And this could be this opportunity to look at, like, okay, why are you feeling afraid? And also, can you sit and feel afraid for a little while to get started on the thing that you want to do? So, the second thing you can actually do is not discount these small things. So, maybe you want to do something like journaling, but you're like, I don't have time. Well, what if you could just sit down and write down your goal? Like that was it, just like 1 or 2 minutes, you just write down your goal. Let's say that you want to start creating content. You're like, oh, I don't have time to do this. Like, could you just sit down for 5 minutes and write something or film something or just create something? Now, your brain's immediately going to be telling you, like, that's not enough. That's not going to make a difference. That's not going to change things. But what it actually does is start to show you that one, I can create time for this, even if it's just 5 minutes. Like, even thinking about, like, oh, I really need a break. And a lot of times we think, oh, we need to have like this full day, or we need to go to the spa, or we need to do this thing. But what if really you could just take 5 minutes, do nothing, and just breathe? By doing these things, what ends up happening is, one, you show your brain that you can create time, but you also give yourself something that you want now. Instead of waiting until things are easier, instead of waiting till things are less busy, instead of waiting for the right time, you start doing something now. Another thing that also happens is you allow yourself to feel that discomfort. So if it feels uncomfortable to do nothing, if it feels uncomfortable to create something, then what you're doing is you're showing your brain, like, hey, we can be uncomfortable, even if it's just for a little bit of time, and then we're fine. And then we can do the thing and we can be a little uncomfortable, and then we're fine. And then we can do the thing and we can be a little uncomfortable. And so you show your brain over and over and over that it is okay and it is safe for me to be uncomfortable. So if you're wanting to find the time to do that thing, one, check in, see what you're avoiding. Then the second thing is just start creating the time, feeling that feeling, and then also giving yourself what you want without discounting it. Because all of those things count. Creating one post, giving yourself a 5-minute break, processing and feeling an emotion. All of those things count. So don't discount them in this process. And of course, if you feel like doing more, you always have that option too. Are you constantly judging yourself for not taking action? Are you frustrated with yourself because you just don't understand why? Are you really, really mean to yourself when this happens? I find that when we actually understand, why are we showing up this way? Why is our brain working against us? When we can actually understand that, it's so much easier to have more compassion for ourselves because we understand why it's happening instead of just being like frustrated that it's happening. So if you want to have more compassion with yourself because you actually understand what's happening, then go to successbykayla.com to sign up for my free video, Why You Aren't Taking Action. successbykayla.com to get instant access now.